Well, hello, my YouTube family. Now, you know on Fridays I work late, so it is 7:18 p.m. Just spoke to Pop. He sounded good, in a good mood. So he's very pleased at the fact that his daughter is, she's punching along trying to make a little extra ducats. So he knows that on Fridays I call him a little later than I normally do when I come home, my regular time. And so next week, people, it should be I don't know what his problem is. He's meowing and like, do you hear that? Having a conversation with himself, I don't know. Greeted me at the door, though. Thank you very much. Not at the door, but at least he went a couple of steps down and greeted me on the stairs. So it's improving. It's improving. I think he thought I was going to be like late, like when I come from family dinner, kind of a late. But I always talk to him. I tell him every Friday I come home late. But now that it's getting darker earlier, he thinks it's late. At least that's what I'm interpreting it as. Okay, so why even dance around the situation? Hello? Let us start off with the liner as we always do. And yes, I have done a lip look on this before. The liner is NYX Deep Purple, lined, and filled is NYX Round Lipstick in the color 521 Chloe. 521 Chloe. This is Chloe, people. Say hello to Chloe. With that beautiful, brilliant fuchsia blue undertone. It is just to die for. Just to die for. Love it. Not drying. It's an NYX round lipstick. It's rare that I'll find a drying one. Maybe I've had a few. Well, not a few. Just a couple. This is not one of them. And this is the swatch. Look at that puppy right there. Ooh, that blue undertone is fierce. Okay? There's no getting around that. All right. Me lovey a lot. So that is lips of the day. Last night I was in Chicago, okay? Because I was like from Chicago Med to Chicago. No, it started off with Chicago Fire, into Chicago Med, ending with Chicago PD. And you know Chicago PD broke my heart, right? I still believe, I believe in my heart of hearts that Al is not dead. I keep believing in my heart of hearts that Al is not dead. But that last scene, and I'm sorry if those of you who do watch Chicago PD and you didn't watch it yet, spoiler alert, okay? That very last scene, after Trudy went to Voight's house and said that Al Olinsky's wife didn't want him to attend Olinsky's funeral because she blames him for Olinsky being in jail and getting killed. So she didn't want him to attend. So, and Voight was in the middle of getting dressed in his uniform and his dress blues. He wound up going anyway, but he hid around the corner. And when they did the salute and his hand did like this, it started shaking. I lost it. I was like, these are fictitious characters, okay, people? Television characters. Why am I bawling as if this man was a member of my family? Because I've been watching him since season 1, back in like when Chicago PD first started, back in like what, 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. And Olinsky He always kept a level head. He was very cool. But sometimes when he was pissed off, that undercurrent, oh boy, you better run. All I know is I refuse to believe that he's dead. I refuse to believe that he's dead. I mean, articles have been written about, the producers. They felt badly about letting him go and this and that. And I'm convinced that, okay, well, they had to say something. They had to say something to throw us all off our game. I don't know. I just refuse to believe that he's dead. I really do. But that last scene with Voight, and Voight is, I mean, he's not sleeping in his bed. He feels guilty himself because he knows that his pal, his partner, literally partner in crime, because they did a couple of, fishy things in the past. All for the greater good, though. He bypassed the law a little bit with Olinsky's help sometimes. So, that was his boy. That was his partner. And he feels guilty. But I don't know what happened. Somebody either beat him up, he beat himself up. I don't know what the hell. But the scene, the opening scene starts with him sleeping on his living room couch. I mean, bed and booze bottles all over. He looking a hot mess. He looked like he banged himself up in a door somewhere. And then Trudy came. It's funny that Trudy opened with him, and she also ended with him. So I think that's a very dynamic situation there. She was concerned, and he hadn't been showing up to work and all of this. I mean, he looked a hot mess. All I know is out of the three, out of Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and Chicago PD is my favorite. It is really my favorite. I would have to, if I had to put them in numerical order according to the way I like to watch them, it would be Chicago PD first, Chicago Fire second, and then Chicago Med. I got to tell you, though, in Chicago Fire, Abby, who's married to Matt, well, they ain't going to be married no more because she decided that she needs to help the children of the victims of Hurricane whatever. So she just, she was always a selfish bitch. I don't see how anybody could have liked her character. She was a good character in the show, but I just couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her, and I'm glad that the actress is gone and that the character is gone. I don't know if I didn't like the actress or if I didn't like the character. I think I didn't like the character because I don't know nothing about the actress. But I just didn't like the character. She was very, very selfish. And she stayed selfish to the end. It's like, oh, well, I guess that's it with our marriage. I'm going to be staying here. And for real? You're not even going to try to work it out. You're not even going to try to come back because you have something to come back to. You have a home to come back to. You have a husband to come back to. But now that she's helping the children, because she always wanted children and she couldn't have any. But now that she's helping the children in another country, it's like, oh, to hell with you, Matt. Oh, well, gotta go. Bye. I take these shows very seriously. Can you tell? And Chicago Fire is just, well, that was Chicago Fire. Chicago Med, it's got its points, but there's just nothing to really sink my teeth into. PD, I sink my teeth into it. Fire, Chicago Fire and the show 911, because they're both about fire stations, they really raise my blood pressure. They give me anxiety sometimes with what they have to go through. The scenes that 911's got an earthquake situation. Chicago Fire's got, like people trapped in buildings and stuff, and I'm like, are they going to get them out? Hurry up. What's going to happen? Sometimes with a bucket of popcorn. I'm a hot mess myself, but I'm a good hot mess. You know, I'm not a bad hot mess. I'm a good hot mess. And on that note, can you tell I'm thrilled that it's Friday, people? Can you tell that I am thrilled that it is Friday? Nothing happening over the weekend. Max and relax. I've got, like I said, I got a Chicago PD marathon that is going to get me from tonight all the way to Sunday afternoon. That's how many episodes I've got. Plus, in between, I've got The View, all these new shows. I've got The View, I've got my TMZ, I've got all of these other new shows. This Is Us. No, I watch This Is Us. Hell's Fire. Hell's Kitchen starts tonight. Don't nobody talk to me, text me, phone me, call me, write me. I am going to be watching TV from now until Sunday night. Okay? So just leave me the hell alone. All right? I may come up for air to maybe go and get some lunch or something. Cook some dinner or what have you. I didn't bring home anything for dinner tonight. I'm very pissed off. So I guess I'm going to be having pasta tonight because, again, the ingredients that I want to make, what I really want to make is something that my mom made. And God rest her soul, she taught me how to make it. It's really relatively easy. It's like a well, we call it pâté in French. But it's really just ground beef folded in a pastry shell. But I make it in a Pyrex, and you know Pyrexes are like this big. So I put the pastry shell, like I cover the bottom, because pastry shells usually come like with 2 or 4 in a pack. So I cover the bottom of the Pyrex, and then I fill it with ground beef and whatever I want to put in the ground beef, like jalapenos or onions, or all of them, jalapenos and onions, sometimes red peppers, green peppers, sometimes even some sweet peas, some green sweet peas. Stuff it in there, put a little lemon juice, but don't drown the lemon juice because then the bottom is going to get soggy. Just sprinkle it with lemon juice and maybe a little grated cheese on top. Then I fold the top part, fold it in the Pyrex, the top layer of the pastry shell, and sometimes, brush some butter on top, but not too much. Just kind of like little dab, and maybe put a more grated cheese on top, and then put it in the oven for like about 20-25 minutes, or to the liking of how I want it. Nice, and I like the top really like browned, not burnt, but browned out. Then when I take it out, I cut it in squares, and then I take a square, and then while it's cooking in the oven, I'm telling you my recipe, people. While it's cooking in the oven, on top of the stove, I'm cooking some red beans. And I put, I don't just warm up the red beans. You got to sprinkle a little hot sauce in there. You got to chop up some onions, chop up some green peppers maybe. Stir it up and then set it on the side so it can get thick and not too watery. So while the pâté is cooking in the oven, I set aside the beans so it could, like, I don't want to say congeal, but it can get like thick. Then when the pâté is finally done, and I know that the beans have been sitting there for a good while, they're still warm, but the beans have been sitting there for a while. All I have to do is just reheat them for like a minute. Take a piece of the pâté on the plate, and then you put a spoonful of red beans on top, just like to top it off, because the sauce of the red beans sinks into the pâté. It doesn't make it mushy, but it just, because the crust is already hardened by being in the oven, and plus the grated cheese on top. So it's the beans on top. Oh my God, I'm salivating just thinking about it. But I got to buy the ground beef. And I'm not talking just like a little ground beef. I'm talking about a big, 2-pounder of ground beef. Okay? Because you got to make it really, the pate's got to be really thick. And I got to buy my pastry shells. And I got to buy the red beans. I don't even have money to buy just 3. Ain't that sad? 3 ingredients. Red beans, the ground beef, and the pastry shell. And I don't even have enough money to buy that. So what I'm thinking of doing is going to the bank tomorrow because I got paid today. But I put some in my savings. So what I put in my savings, I may have to take out to go shopping at the Western Beef to buy these 3 ingredients so I can cook. And the pate lasts for a couple of days, depending on, how big your Pyrex is. Mine is like a 8x10. But sometimes, I get to be a greedy bitch. And I don't eat just 1 slice. I eat a couple of slices. So if I make it like, let's say I cook it on Sunday night, by Tuesday night it's gone. You would think something like that would last a week. Not when I'm eating it. Because you're supposed to just eat 1 sliver at a time. Well, let's say if I was cooking that and I had a husband or a boyfriend or something, it would be 1 sliver for him and 1 sliver for me. So I'm just eating his sliver. In any event, people, so that is it. That is all. Wow, I'm just really thinking about this, and I think I really need to extract the money that I put into my savings, and I should take it out. Oh, excuse me, take it out and go to the Western Beef. Because I'm saying 3 ingredients, but I really need to buy more ingredients because it's the ground beef, the red beans, and the pastry shell. But I also need to get some onions, some red peppers. Those things aren't free. So it's more than 3 ingredients. It's a little bit more. So we shall see what happens. In the meantime, tonight, since I don't have money to order anything, and I was thinking of getting some, Domino's pizza. I really shouldn't even have Domino's anything. However, the Domino's salads are yummalicious. So I would have gotten a Caesar salad. Anyway, I've got pasta. That's what I'm going to make. Okay? That's just that with that upon that. All right. So I've spoken television. I've spoken food. What more do you want from my life? I love you. I love my YouTube family. This is sensational looking, if I may say so my own damn self. And I will see you on Monday. Okay. If y'all want to try the recipe, you just go right ahead. Don't forget, when you are grounding the beef, chop it up as small as possible. Add a little seasoning on top, a little salt, a little pepper. Don't just eat bland ground beef, people. You got to season that baby up, okay? Flavor. All right, I'm Haitian. We deal with flavor 24/7, okay? All right. So that is that with that upon that. I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up. Let me know what you think about everything. Whoever out there is watching Chicago Fire, PD, and Med, hit me up. Talk to me, okay? Let me know who your favorite characters are, who the ones you can't stand. Let's have a conversation. And I will talk to you on Monday. I love you so very much. Mwah. Bye now.